We want to get to as many things as we can in this final home stretch. We're in the final hour for the entire month. I keep reminding you, but Andrew is not back until September. So if you see anything that interests you or anything you need to restock or you'd like to try for the first time, this is the best time to do it because the prices will be going back up. The extra flex pays will be going away. All right, next up, we have a monthly special we want to share with all of you. This is Andrew's very popular, very beloved circulation and vein support. Andrew was mentioning earlier, we get a lot of new customers, people who have not tried Andrew's products. A lot of first-time customers start here with circulation and vein support, and it makes sense. This is an incredible product. It's a notice the difference, feel the difference product. I'll show you what the choices are. Andrew's going to walk us through the science on this. It's a huge customer pick as well, with 4.6 being your average rating on hsn.com. You can do a 30, a 60, a 180, or a 360 count. Here is where the pricing will be going after this visit, and reminding you the visit's over after today. And here is where our pricing stands today. You're saving $50, $25, $13, or $7. And the best part about this, as I said, you will, if if you have poor circulation in your lower extremities. You know, your legs maybe don't look the way they used to. They maybe are, maybe you don't even wear skirts anymore.
It's because, not even poor circulation, just the human condition is such that all of us, as we age, even if we do everything right, and I certainly try to do everything right, our circulation in our lower extremities suffers with time. That's just normal, natural aging process. The blood vessels become more permeable, they become distended, we don't like their appearance. So the question is whether or not we just throw up our hands and say, okay, aging process, you know, do whatever you want, you could have your way, that's just the way it's going to be, or you decide to sort of push back a little bit. And when it comes to this product, in many cases, you're pushing back a lot. That it's an opportunity, whether it's restless legs or whether it's heavy legs or whether it's cramping legs at night, these normal, natural consequences of the way we live in the natural aging process, you can do something about it. And the product is, I know it sounds strange that a natural product that's derived from the rind of citrus fruit, oranges in fact, made in Spain from oranges grown in Spain, it's that it can have this kind of powerful impact.
I don't know if you've ever talked about that before.
I probably haven't mentioned it. It's a great company that makes our diosmin for us, but we also go further. We add other ingredients. So not only do we have all the benefit of the wonderful clinical science that exists on diosmin, but we enhance the benefits of this product, which is why, again, a product with such a significant promise in terms of benefit should be almost perfectly reviewed. I think it's, what is it, 4.5 stars?
It is, 4.6 is your average.
6 stars, which again means that over 90% of the reviews have to be positive reviews, that it's a product that probably, I would say, over 80% are 5-star reviews.
Indeed.
So that's a testament to what this product can do, whether in terms of the appearance or how your legs feel. But if your legs have changed, if they're not the way they were a year ago or 5 or 10 or 20 years ago, you can give it a try. It comes with an unconditional money-back guarantee, so you either see a significant benefit or it costs you nothing. It's, again, an opportunity either taken or not.
That's it. And it's a very special price for this month. It's a monthly special, so it's the next best thing to a today's special. And the beauty of it, if you do have a minute to go read the reviews, people talk all about the fact that they have more get up and go. Their legs feel differently. They're wearing skirts again. It does make sense. If your veins, capillaries, and tissues in your feet, ankles, and calves are healthier, you are going to feel different, and your legs, your feet, your calves are going to look different. And that's the key to this. Healthy veins obviously mean healthier circulation. When our feet swell, when our calves swell, when our ankles swell, that is seepage. That is fluid seeping out of our veins, of our capillaries, and the fact that this is going to give us healthier veins. And that's, I think, just amazing, because it really does make a huge difference. And this goes directly, these are ingredients that Andrew pretty much introduced to the United States. I don't think anybody had ever even heard about these ingredients until you educated us over 20 years, started educating us 20 years ago about this.
The process commenced for us about 25 years ago in terms of bringing this product to America. It has more than half a century of use in Europe. In fact, the market for Diosmin in Europe or the market for Diosmin in Asia is more than 10 times, I think, or more than that, 10 in both Europe and Asia, 10 times the size in the US.
Wow.
And we're pretty much not pretty much, we are by far the largest representative of this ingredient in America. And the reason why, I mean, drug companies don't want to embrace it because it's not a drug or a medicine. It's a natural ingredient. It's really affordable. It's really inexpensive. And as far as supplement companies, they tend to offer products that have a lot of hype, that already have existing demand. So the only way this product got started, it was an incredibly patient process that started with us a quarter of a century ago. 20 years ago, this was a really minor product. It has only gradually grown by word of mouth. Why? I have no advertising budget. So this is a product that gradually created interest, and with more interest, then we gradually gave it more airtime. So it's a product that has earned its place as one of, I think it's my top 5 products. And the only reason it is not because it gets a lot of airtime. It is because it gets a lot of reorders, that it's become popular simply because of the strength of its reviews, because of the strength of its efficacy, because the natural ingredients it contains are just so naturally effective. And it really goes, just as we talked about hair, skin, and nails, it's the human condition. Our hair, skin, and nails, it's on the outside of our body. It's the biggest system in our body. It's constantly growing. It's an opportunity to make a difference that you could see in tissues that everyone sees. The same with circulation. It's the circulatory blood vessels, it's the circulatory vessels in our body. The veins and blood vessels in our legs are challenged. And we stand upright, and gravity, as we pump our blood down to these large muscles and tissues in our legs, gravity wants to keep that fluid down there. And in so doing, it wants those blood vessels to enlarge, those tissues to enlarge. And this is a product that delivers ingredients that helps to support and promote healthier tone in those blood vessels, basically improves the plumbing, if that's a more colloquial way of saying it, and in so doing improves the way our legs feel, that restlessness, that heaviness, that cramping we might experience at night. It's an opportunity to say goodbye to those experiences.
Isn't that something, by the way? This is a monthly special. Andrew had 25,000 for the month. We've sold 20,000 of the 25,000. So if you would like to order it, this is, as I said, the last chance for Andrew's visit. The price will hold until the end of the month or until it sells out. So right now, if you want to do the largest one, that's a 360 count. If you take one a day, that's going to last for a year. So you can do the 360, the 180, the 60, or the 30 size. So get it home and try it. The 5 flex pays are there for you. It's a chance for you to see and feel the difference. You will see and feel the difference. Oh, and that's a good point. So the 5 flex on this, even though it's a monthly special price, 5 flex is going away after today, after this visit. So please do note that the pricing will hold till the end of the month. But the point here, again, is that if you are not taking this yet, those of us who take it, I love this product. A lot of times we always talk about things like shoe shopping. And they say you should never, if you're buying a pair of shoes you're going to be wearing in the evening.
I think you taught me that.
I think I did.
Yes.
Because I had bought a pair of dressy shoes and I went shopping and it was morning. And then I tried to get them on like for an occasion at night and they were way too tight. It was like, oops, I goofed up because my feet were literally swelling if I'm standing a lot that day or whatever.
Yep.
My feet were swelling by evening time. So we did. We all learned that you're supposed to shop for the shoe at the time of day you're going to be wearing it. But if you take this, I feel like that's something that's, you know what's so funny? I forget that that was ever an issue I had. I completely forget that swollen feet, swollen ankles, swollen calves is something that has completely gone away from me. I don't have to think about that. It's one less thing I have to worry about, right? Yeah. It's wonderful.
And the only time I have ever gotten a chance to appreciate how well this works for me is say when I'm traveling and Muriel and I have our vitamin bag, and say we ran out of circulation and vein support in the vitamin bag when we're visiting her mom in France, and you can't send this product to France. You can't send vitamins to France and things.
Right.
And this is an ingredient that in France is going to require a prescription, an ordonnance. So it becomes complicated. So all of a sudden I have an appreciation, not how it supports me throughout the day, but how it supports the exercise routine that I have that someone perhaps my age should not have, but it allows me to have. So what's great about today, doing the monthly special today, is in doing the math, that 360 count supply will last exactly 6 months. It's designed, it's a 6-month supply. You take 2 capsules per day. Some people take 1 capsule. It's really designed to be taken 2 capsules daily. But our today's special will be the beginning of 2020. Wow. The only pricing that will be better than the pricing we have today, and we are really rigorous about our pricing, our monthly special, because of the volume, almost allows us to do the savings of a Today Special.
Yeah.
But the Today Special savings at the beginning January, February of 2020 will be our best savings of the year. So this will take you to our Today Special perfectly.
So if you stand a lot, if you sit a lot, this is your product. You know, if you sit a lot, if you stand a lot, this is your product to try. That's why I think a lot of us who work here, because at HSN, although I'm out here standing for 2 hours, I come to work a lot earlier than 2 hours, and we stand. I'm not sitting at a desk when I come to work. I am on my feet. I'm on the move. And I remember I'd work with Andrew sometimes. They'd have to bring me a chair for my second hour because my feet would be killing me. My legs would get sore. So I don't deal with that anymore. It's just a really wonderful thing to find something that really helps. So if you are in retail, if you're a nurse, if you're a teacher, if you have a job that requires you, if you're a waitress, if you do something where you have to stand a lot, this is a wonderful product for you to try. And if you sit a lot, that's horrible for our lower extremities as well. So if you're at a desk all day, if you're at a computer all day, if you drive for a living, if you sit a lot, this is a wonderful, wonderful product for you to try as well. I know we have to wrap it up probably in a minute here, but this is another one. We could talk about this for an hour. It's such a good product.
I could talk it all day. I just wanted to read some scientific charts, and sorry that I'm not reading the reviews. The reviews are compelling and impassioned, but I love the science. This is from a medical journal called International Angiology. The efficacy of the key ingredient was clearly demonstrated with a rapid improvement of functional signs in the first months, being maintained till the end of the study. The reduction of ankle and calf circumferences actually reduced the size of the circumference, the area around the ankle and calf. Of ankle and calf circumference is probably linked to a decrease in plasma filtration. That's that leakage that you were talking about through capillary walls. This fact confirms the positive role of diosmin with hesperidin on tissue microcirculation. From another journal, Angiology, Pharmacological and Clinical Studies demonstrated the comprehensive mode of action of diosmin with hesperidin, the key ingredient. It increases venous tone, meaning it improves the tone of our blood vessels. It improves lymph drainage, so improves the flow, and it protects the microcirculation. We'll do one more. Diosmin with hesperidin, as a result of its comprehensive mode of action, addresses both the macrocirculation and the microcirculation at the same time, which is why you see the results and see them as quickly and as clearly as you do.
There we go. Okay, I know we're going to wrap it up. Take advantage of that extra flex pay, the 5 flex. Don't hang up. If you're waiting to speak with somebody, we see you there. We're very busy, but people are getting their final orders placed here because, as we said, this is the first time Andrew in July has done this one-day visit.